right, guys. Let's start the show.
All right, let's do it.
1 second. That was a horrible transition. I'm sorry.
Are we here?
We should be, yeah. There we go.
I can't tell the difference between me waking life. And welcome to episode 37 of Marvel Monday's initiative here on the Penultimate Conquest. Today's topic is, of course, our discussion of Marvel Studios' 2021. We'll be reviewing it, giving our personal rankings of the shows and the movies and the like. Of course, guys, if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, feel free to give us a sub rating. Feel free to give us a good rating on that platform. Spotify just included ratings. So that would be a tremendous help to us. Helps with the algorithm, helps us grow our audience. If you're watching on YouTube, consider dropping a like and a sub. Don't forget, though, hit that bell. Get notifications for all our shows like the Penultimate Games Show, the Cross Media Show, Anime Nation, and this one, Marvel Mondays. If you're watching on Twitch and have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, which means you have one free sub to give out. And we'd love it if you gave it to us. But if not, that's quite all right. Sit back, brew some coffee, enjoy the content regardless. If you don't know me, my name is Christian Macias, your curator of cinema and host for the evening. Alongside me today is the friendly neighborhood co-host of all things Marvel and Destiny, number one dad around, newest dad in town, Eric Ginn.
Hey, what's up? Actually, I feel so dad-like today. I just like the shirt has a bunch of Ruby throw up on it. I was like, I gotta go do the show. It's whatever. I don't care. Let's
Have
go.
you been doing the pro move where you put like the rag, like the
Yeah.
vomit rag?
Yeah. She still finds a way.
Oh man.
They
Just like
always
life.
find a way.
Life finds a way.
Mhm.
Yes. The other voice you just heard, rounding out the war table, our one and only director of operations here at the Penultimate Conquest, Ruben Guerrero.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
I missed you.
I miss you too.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. How about them Legends of Pokemon Arceus
I don't know,
previews, whatever?
man. I don't
know.
know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday.
That's game show though. Let's talk Marvel, baby. Some housekeeping before we start today. Tomorrow on the Cross Media Show, Ryan and me, we're going to be talking about. We'll be joined by the lovely Tess again to talk about the 2021 movies of the year. More on that tomorrow. Who will win? What movie will win? I don't know. We'll find out. Praying dude makes it in the Song 5 though. We'll see. Stay tuned tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, we're sitting down to talk about that little acquisition that happened late last week. What acquisition was that? Find out on Wednesday. Just kidding. It's, of course, the Microsoft acquisition of Activision and Blizzard. Insane. Strap in, folks, because that is going to be a hell of a show. Wow, Eric, thumbs down. All right. Call in, though. Call in with your thoughts on SpeakPipe.
This guy never calls in.
I work,
I know.
Ruben. It's
You can
like
call in literally after this show. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
I'll do that.
Okay. Great.
I'll also call in.
Thank you.
Guys, it's official. Ruben has officially been sucked into Fortnite, whatever that means. New stream will be up later tonight on youtube.com/the Penultimate Conquest. I think you played yesterday. Is that
I
right?
did. And
Any
Can
of those?
can I jump in real quick here? On the dock,
Yeah.
it just says Ruben's sucked into Fortnite.
Yeah.
Not Ruben's been sucked.
I don't know.
I think that's
phrasing.
look dramatic
I don't
correct to
know.
me.
if the,
Yeah.
the phrasing sounds good. Or
It was a
not.
a phrasing.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
guess. Either
okay.
way, it's okay.
And ICYMI, in case you missed it, last week the old Titan gang got together to talk about episode 76 and 77 of Attack on Titan. Let me tell you, 78 that came out last Sunday was insane.
Oh, what a crazy episode.
Yeah, find out next week though on the next AOT podcast. That should be up on YouTube later sometime. YouTube.com/the Penultimate Conquest, and on podcast services, of course. And as always, feel free to leave your thoughts and questions at speakpipe.com/Penultimate Conquest. Okay, we did it. That is it for housekeeping. Congratulations, everyone. Made it through. I've got two Marvel news for us today, okay? One is good news. One is bad. Which one do you want first?
The bad news.
Okay. You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Bad news. Black Panther Wakanda Forever had to delay filming yet again after recently started production again. after an on-site COVID outbreak. Insane. Poor Ryan Coogler over there, just trying to do his best to get this movie out.
It's never
And
coming out. It's never coming
yeah,
out.
I know. When is it slated for?
I thought it was.
November this year.
I thought it was slated for 2022.
It is. It's
Yep.
November of this year.
Oh, November this year.
Yeah, there's no way. There is absolutely no way. Unless
even
like
know.
the. Go ahead, Eric.
I don't know how much they filmed of it already.
Yeah, depending on
I
how
don't
much
think
they
filmed
filmed.
anything. I could be
Yeah, I don't
wrong. It's just like the whole dilemma with the actress. I don't know. This.
I mean, we don't even know if it was her. You know? It,
No, I'm not saying that
50,
now.
50 though.
No, I'm not saying it was her now, but I'm saying like
Gotcha.
they did have problems before.
Yeah,
outbreak,
yes,
yeah.
they did.
So
They definitely did.
we'll see.
Man. Does
That
it hit that
movie-
November
yeah.
release date?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
This is going to be probably like the last movie of 2020 of Phase 4 probably.
It's this movie. They have a lot to do with this one. This one's going to be a tough one to
Yeah.
try to do. I think.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see this November. Hopefully. Inshallah. Not likely though. Good news though. Moon Knight had its official first trailer. I know Eric was psyched. He was watching his Monday Night Football last week when that trailer dropped. I caught it later that night. What are your guys' thoughts on Moon Knight?
Insanity. Absolutely
Literally.
insanity. Yeah, literally insanity. I don't know much about New Moon Knight, but this looks insane. I'm hoping that this might have the potential to be the first good MCU TV show.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Like
Yes.
it's crazy how good this looks. The only thing is, like, the CGI doesn't look that great, but it's okay. I'm willing to take one for the team. Keep it a nice. Eric, if I recall, you had said that it's going to be 6 episodes. Give it a nice tight 6 episodes. Don't try to shoehorn in something that doesn't need to be shoehorned in. Like, if you're going to introduce Blade in here, cool. That's cool. We don't need a whole 15-minute story arc of Blade, how he got here, Just tease it.
If they're going to be doing that, they need at least 8 to 10 episodes.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Tease it. He shows up
Yeah.
at the end,
Before I let Eric jump in, I saw this trailer and immediately I was like, first of all, Ruben, you're right. I saw this and I was like, fuck, the production value of this looks great. Don't get me wrong, I like some of the other shows, but like this to me is like, now Marvel is like really getting in the feels of like what TV shows should look like, in my opinion. I saw this, I was like, I kind of wish this was a movie. I kind of want them to.
Yeah.
I wanted them to have like a bigger budget and just really get crazy with it as a movie. That said, does it fit anywhere as a film? I don't know. TV format might be easier just to get. Yes, Ruben.
No, I also was gonna say, like, I'm hoping that it looks kind of like encroaching in the scary vibes. I'm hoping that we get a lot of that, because I'm saving this show. Fuck Wednesdays. I'm saving this show for Friday nights.
You're gonna be insane if you save it for Fridays because you're gonna get spoiled on Twitter.
Listen,
Twitter has no.
You
chill.
think I go on Twitter, Christian?
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Eric, we've kept you in the dark long enough.
So I think it was really good. It was a really good set tone piece. It's interesting. I saw a lot of people on Twitter. Like, it looks like Stephen Grant is like the main focus, which is the British Museum dude. Of course, that's one of the personalities of Mark. And so maybe Mark is going to be secondary in this one. I don't know. I'm interested to see how all the other personalities come into this. I don't know if you guys noticed when he's driving the truck, there's a box in the
Don't say
back.
it.
No,
It was
what?
confirmed fake. It was confirmed fake. So don't even
damn.
go there. Go ahead, say it.
Damn. Well, it looked like it had Von Du on the box. So if that was fake, then damn. Either way. Yeah, I thought it looks cool. I really like the spooky vibes, especially like when the scene when he sees Khonshu in the hallway coming to him. I thought that was really cool. Um, I like that. I was trying to figure out what the hell he's beating the crap out of. It looks like a jackal. It looks like a jackal, so he's beating up on the floor. But yeah, I'm super excited. I like the outfit. The outfit looks good. I'm so ready to see what Ethan Hawke's gonna do because Ethan Hawke is great in
Yeah.
everything he's in. So we shall see. But a good starter. I think a very good starter. Um, so
I found the here we go. The Von D box in that Moon Knight trailer is not a Doctor Doom Easter egg. It is Von Derelman, cupcake maker, seen on other
mm,
boxes.
Bastard.
So,
okay.
which I'm fine with. This is not how I want Von Doom being introduced.
So
Box.
I would rather like Doom Industries. No, that's not a thing. I just made that up, didn't I? Doom Industries. Did I, Eric? Pretty sure I did.
Oh my god, I'm having a brain fart right now so
Victor
hard.
Von Doom's whole like whatever business he has. I'm hoping we see it like in the background.
Mm.
Like a box. I would like to see that them opening up the possibility, not him being introduced in the show at all, but like, all right, we're giving some teasers for Fantastic 4 now. Let's just put out some feelers.
So yeah, and it'll be interesting to see with how he talked about how they bring in. I'm really excited for the supernatural side. So hopefully, like Blade comes in some way. Maybe, oh my God, I can't remember his name from Eternals. Maybe he shows up.
Hey, Harrington's
Um,
character.
yeah. And then yeah, I'm really excited for the spooky side. So I hope it gets nuts.
Yes, I agree. The only thing I didn't like about this trailer, that Kid Cudi remix. Thought it was terrible.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was pretty cool.
I liked it at first, and then I watched it again. And I was like,
Did y'all watch the thing I sent you, the reactions that Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke did?
no,
You sent
Yeah,
it? I don't remember this.
I could have swore I sent it. But yeah, it's just a video of them reacting it, and so whenever they see the Moon Knight suit, they go
Yes.
crazy. I'm like, oh, this is nice and wholesome.
I don't remember you sending this, but I saw it on TikTok, and it was I remember Oscar Isaac making fun of himself about his accent. Also, I also don't care for the accent very much, but like whatever.
I don't think
Like
we'll
I got over
see
it
it
really quickly.
much. You know,
I don't know. I don't know. Third item. Somebody added this.
I did.
Why? We got the first look at Amelia Clark's character in Secret Invasion. I looked this up, and it's just Amelia Clark walking in civilian clothes.
Listen, man,
What?
are we sure that's
What is that?
civilian clothes? Well, it's more of the question: are we hopeful that Amelia Clark will bring her A game into the MCU?
Yeah, it's Amelia Clark. She's a great
I mean,
actress.
yeah, but she also did that Terminator movie, didn't she? I heard that wasn't that good.
That's the movie though. That's not that's not
He
the
doesn't.
acting.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
the actors don't put the whole movies on their back.
I'm just saying.
Proven.
I don't know. Talk to Tom Hardy about that.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. When did he hurt you? Like when? What was the
Bane.
movie where you were
Bane.
Bane?
Yes.
How physically?
No, just like
He's really good in Dark Knight
no,
Rises.
he wasn't. That voice was horrendous. Okay.
He was speaking through it. Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, Secret Invasion is a TV show. What did I think it was going to be a film?
We hoped it was going to be a film, but it's going to be a TV show.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
We'll
We'll
see
see.
what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you have it. Everyone, look at pictures of Amelia Clark walking around on like New
Yeah, I'm
York.
cool with that.
Congrats, Amelia Clark. You're in the MCU now. Guys, before we get into our topic of the show, this episode is brought to you by Buzzsprout. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, which is why we've partnered with Buzzsprout to help you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform, so join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. You'll get a great-looking podcast website, audio players that let you drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, tools to promote your episodes, and much, much more. Following the link in the description lets Buzzsprout know we sent you, gets you a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan, and helps support our show. Thank you so much to Buzzsprout. Also, I use this for my movie podcast, and it works fantastic.
What movie podcast is that?
Large popcorn.
Oh, okay.
Where I buy small popcorns. Okay.
Before we get into it, I just saw another piece of news. No Way Home overtook Scream to become the #1 movie last weekend, and it is now overtaken both Jurassic World and The Lion King to be the #6 highest grossing movie of all time.
Number one.
But I mean, if you look at it this way, it made $1.7 billion without being released in China, which is outstanding.
Yeah, insane, right? Has it still not released in China?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
What? Why?
Well, there was a whole thing the Chinese government were blocking a bunch of U.S. films because the U.S. was going to boycott the Winter Olympics, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking U.S. You know.
Man, for this movie to make this much money without even releasing in China, absolutely insane. Insane.
Some might say it's almost kind of like Thanos getting all the stones.
Well, it doesn't have the China market stone.
Well, I mean, that's the last stone. Where he's like, oh, you know?
The last stone is a kidney stone. Everyone knows that.
Time stone.
Okay. Okay.
Time zone? Anyway, Christian, continue. Sorry.
So Phase 4 started this year. It was supposed to start last year. Of course, COVID put halt on so many things, including the MCU. What we were supposed to start was, I think it was supposed to be a movie. It was Black Widow last year. Was supposed to kick off Phase 4. That got pushed back. Numerous shows and movies got pushed back. Eventually, we got to one small show finally releasing. Scarlet Witch was able to kick off Phase 4 of the MCU with WandaVision premiering January 15th. Eric is given, I don't know, the finger guns. Did you like WandaVision?
It's the best TV show by a mile. Like
Best MCU TV show, right?
Yeah, the best MCU TV show by a mile. It's not even close.
I think I would agree with you. I think I've come around, and I think WandaVision is probably the most consistent. I think if I was in my subjective ranking of the TV shows, I think WandaVision.
Oh, yeah, like my shock, Ruben, when you say Moon Knight is going to be the first good Marvel TV show, I'm like, are you crazy? Do you not remember WandaVision?
I still agree with Ruben, though.
Let us not forget that WandaVision gave us a really bad, not a really bad ending, but like the ending let us down.
Yeah, it was a disappointing, and
but that's what I'm saying.
She became the Scarlet Witch, stuff like that. We had a really cool Vision, quote unquote, fight, but like the other 8 episodes.
Yes, no, I'm totally agreeing.
I don't think that anything television wise this year has come even close to WandaVision.
I agree, but what I meant by Moon Knight being probably the best MCU show so far is that there are no lows. There are no disappointments. The show will probably, what it looks like from this trailer, this show is probably going to hit every episode.
We shall see.
We shall.
I hope so. One of the things that I think WandaVision did so well is that, I don't know, like I'm not really seeing this with Boba Fett. Maybe I saw it a little bit with Mandalorian. I definitely didn't see this with much with What If, or maybe Falcon Winter Soldier less so. But WandaVision probably had it the best, which is like the week to week conversations. Everybody was talking about WandaVision like throughout most of the week. Throughout most of the week, someone had an updated theory on what we were gonna see. Following. I think it was Fridays at this point. I don't think it was Wednesdays until later on in the year. But yeah, that's I think one of the strongest things that WandaVision did, was just have conversations with everyone.
And like especially, with the whole, obviously every week was, hey, is Mephisto coming into it, but I think also what really drove the hype for it really high is like this is our first MCU thing in like almost 2 years, like a year and a half, and so everyone was really excited. Wanda and Vision were 2 very beloved characters. and they finally got their own TV show, and then just the premise of just every episode is seen through the lens of a different decade of television. Fantastic. Like that was such a good premise because I remember Feige talking about we can do this awesome show and do a like an homage to just television in general, and like to have that be the first show, and it's weird and it's different and it's unlike anything we've seen before in the MCU. It was a rootin' gootin' good time, rootin' tootin'
Rootin'
good
Gootin'.
time.
Yeah, shout out to the Malcolm in the Middle introduction too, or I guess like intro, that intro song. That was cool. Yeah, WandaVision, real hit, real hit.
So and then obviously you had like the big reveal. Sorry, I want to keep talking about WandaVision. Like when we thought mutants were coming into it, how like the internet fucking exploded that weekend. When we
Yep.
thought like this is when mutants, here's the mutants and everything. Really just enjoyed, especially the Agatha. Agatha became a big hit, especially with her song. That show just took over everything. And the only other time I can think of when any of these Disney Plus, like anything, took over the internet was probably the last episode of season 2 of Mandalorian. But like, cause
Oh yeah.
it was everywhere. Like, obviously, like Agatha All Along is, nominated for Emmys and stuff. I guess that helps when you get the Frozen guys to work on the song. Just the week to week, just so good. Costumes, everything was. There's a reason why this show was nominated for so many awards, and it's really damn good.
Yeah. It's because it has its themes like super hyper focused, I'd say, and throughout every single episode. Yeah. And you also just reminded me of like this is one of those shows that I legit. I mean, I do this with most MCU shows now. WandaVision after a while I was like, yeah, I can't wait to watch these in the morning. I have to watch these at midnight because like the drops keep coming and coming, and I don't want to get spoiled on Twitter. So to have I don't know to see Quicksilver come in from the Fox side, just absolutely insane. I didn't think anything like that would be possible in the MCU. Of course, later with No Way Home, we get like even crazier moments. So, but we're jumping ahead. The next thing that came out from Phase 4 was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which premiered on March 19th. I remember when this came out. This is so much fun to do as a podcast with you guys because like these conversations I thought were like I don't know. I think resonated deeper with what I was thinking about at that time, specifically like a lot of things about race and I don't know, the way we kind of like depict it in these kind of pieces and the way like having the riots be like right outside my work building, having all these things at the forefront of my mind, I think it really struck a chord with me, like really resonated. So for that, like Falcon and Winter Soldier was like running through my mind almost 24/7. That said, I did not like the finale as much. I thought it kind of fell similar to how WandaVision did, but that said, I think it was still like a very strong show that obviously got held back due to like some like writing issues due to COVID. But yeah, I thought Falcon Winter Soldier was a pretty great next step in Phase 4 as far as TV shows go. Not as good as Wanda, but still great.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say that this is probably my lowest ranked TV show
You're insane.
due to the fact. Well, no, I would say probably it's number 4 out of the 5. It was
Why?
good. It just needed more exposition. It needed more than 6 episodes. I think and the last episode just shoehorned a lot of stuff. We got this horrible Sharon Carter reveal that nobody liked at all. I just wish they did better with this show. Don't get me wrong. Like I had said in the beginning, I wanted this show to be a buddy cop, essentially TV show with Bucky and oh man, what a blank!
I'm not gonna help you out.
What a blank!
No, I'm not helping you either.
What a blank! Captain
Okay,
America, you know?
Damn. just to move it on Sam.
There you go, Sam. I just like, oh my god, that was really bad. Yeah, it gave us some of that, but like I wish there was more of them like bickering in therapy. But like, still good, still good.
And Bucky's storyline was just like totally abandoned.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, that's why this show is near to the bottom because like it's so weird how they call the show the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Bucky is just like tossed to the side.
it's the Falcon and Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
it literally it was just Sam's show at the end. And I remember like when we had the discussions for the show, like they were some of the best discussions we had all year. Like I remember I think it was the fifth episode. I remember Ruben, like you called in, you weren't even on the show, and you called in like crying and stuff, saying like that was like the best conversation we've had ever. And like this show was like at a very important time this show came out, and it resonated with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Like the messages it was telling were, super important. Like they needed to happen. Like obviously, they keep happening because all this stuff keeps happening in the world when people are oppressed. And then just like to put it on a mainstream MCU show, like mainstream something MCU related, was really great. But it was it was so disheartening at the end. Like Ruben, you were talking about you wanted this buddy cop therapy stuff, and like it was great. Like in the beginning, they show that, and then they just abandoned that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like one of Bucky's most traumatic moments in his life is literally just they show for 3 sentences of a conversation and then him leaving. And so I love Sam. Like Sam is one of the best characters in the MCU, but this was his show. Like
Yep.
this had like the Winter Soldier was an afterthought in this, and I feel as though it was kind of a disservice because Bucky has been through so much. Like we got the wonderful scene when the programming is taken away from him in Wakanda. Like that was really good. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all the John Walker stuff. Like I thought that was really good. There were moments in the show where it was really great. It's just that last episode was so bad, and it just tainted the show for me.
it was.
Tessa and I,
I
Tessa and I are still upset by it, and that's why it's so low for me. That last episode was really bad.
I don't think it was as bad as Wanda or Hawkeye though, in my opinion. Like it was bad, but like I think that conversation that Sam has like at the camera at the very end, I think really strikes. And then taking Isaiah to the museum and having Isaiah's
Yeah.
like
It's just
information be present.
like like I don't know. It was almost as if the title of the show was The Falcon ... and the Winter Soldier. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
why shoehorn Bucky in here if you're not gonna have if you're not gonna do an actual whole storyline for him? Why introduce Sharon Carter as I don't even remember what the fuck her name was. Like what
Power
was
broker.
Power Broker? If like you had no lead up to Sharon being the Power Broker, you know, it could have literally been any one of the Joe Schmoes. You could have introduced a new character, but you chose to have
Right.
Sharon Carter as the Power Broker, which kind of doesn't really make any sense. Like, yes, I get it. Like, she was burned after Civil War. Cool, I understand that. But, like, for her to go against her morals, I guess, it doesn't, like, add up for me, you know?
I think Zemo being in the show too, like it was cool. I enjoyed it, but it just in the end, he just like, all right, I'll tell you where to go. All right.
Yeah.
Like the Madge Rapport episode, I thought was really cool. Like it was nice, like seeing Sam and Bucky go undercover. Like it was very like kind of traumatic, not traumatic, but it was nerve wracking watching Bucky go back into the Winter Soldier persona.
Mm-hmm.
Like that probably hurt him a good bit. Like he didn't want to do that anymore. But yeah, I just that final episode was really very very tragic for me. Just it would have probably been my second favorite show of the year. It was, yeah. Now I think about it, if I just take the first 5 episodes, it's my second favorite show of the year,
I
and
think
then after the
it just
finale, yeah.
it just needed to be a longer show. 9 episodes.
Yeah.
1 hour, one
Absolutely.
each, you know?
Yeah. Give Bucky his time to breathe. I think I think that like none of us really touched on like how well though. Like we mentioned it, but we didn't really spend time on it. How well addressed Sam's blackness was in this show.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was fucking fantastic. The way it is forefronted and challenged every single episode. Like as a reminder to like most of us who are like a lot of I'm not white, but like I don't know, I guess like I'm white passing. There's a lot of white people like in the area that I live. To have like these conversations and these challenges happen, like I am a black person taking over the mantle of Captain America, and I am like challenged everywhere I go by like just white people in general, like just whiteness in general. Having that forefronted like in every single episode, I thought was one, powerful, but two, refreshing for the MCU, which is not something we see very often. I think Phase 4, like, the best thing about Phase 4 is getting representation, like, in most of these projects, much of which we'll get to, like, in the second half of the show. Okay. So far, ranking the shows, for me, I got WandaVision number 1, Falcon number 2. I think it's probably the same for Eric and Ruben.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have to say, yeah. Unfortunately.
Then we got a third show on June 9th. Good old Tom Hiddleston came in. Almost said Tom Hardy. Came in.
Yeah, you got to do
reprised
it
his
by
role
hand.
as Loki. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Loki was just fine.
So,
Oh.
Eric, do you want to go first, Eric?
Oh no, sorry. I realized I messed up in the thing, so that's why I went. Oh, go ahead, Ruben.
Okay. It's weird because Loki for me started off so bleh, and then the final episode is what got me. Like, oh my god, that final episode was absolutely insane. For me, as a person who wants the MCU to go dive deeper into the multiverse and dive deeper into whatever Phase 4 and Phase 5 brings. Let's not forget my crazy, Reed Richards theory, but we're not going to go into that now. I loved the ending of this show. The rest of it, it was kind of confusing at some times. There was a lot of stuff that made sense, I guess, if you thought about it really hard. But that ending just made it all worthwhile.
Okay. Eric?
I thought the pilot for the show is still the best pilot out of all of them. The first episode for Loki was really cool, like very Twilight Zoney, like in this weird new place, and like especially I remember on the internet when they saw that this place is using Infinity Stones as just like paperweights.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit, who the fuck are we dealing with here? Just putting Loki in a new scenario was really cool. The second episode was good too. I think with this show, for me, the first two episodes were like great good, and then the third, fourth, and fifth episode is when it kind of declined for me. I was like, oh, this is not so great. And then the sixth episode comes right back, and the sixth episode had probably out of all these shows, it's the best finale of all of them, I think. And so
Right.
that sixth episode was really good, especially like talking with He Who Knows All. I think that's what his name
He
is.
Who
That what it
Remains.
was? He Who Remains. There it was. Like I thought that whole conversation with Sylvie, Loki, and him was great, fantastic. It wasn't like this super actiony set piece. It was just like these guys, they're talking, and so I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Exposition.
Loki, the first two episodes were good. The last episode was really good, but the rest were like, this is fine.
I would even go
My-
as far as to say, I'm sorry, Christian, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, please go ahead.
Okay.
Please.
I was just going to say, I would even go as far as to say that the episode where they finally meet the, I was going to say Time Lords, but that's definitely not right. I forgot what they're called.
Timekeepers.
Timekeepers, there you go. And they realize that it's all a lie is probably also a good cliffhanger, Really good. Really good. That's all I got.
My issues with Loki stem to two fundamental issues. One, that the kind of theme of the show is establishing that Loki is not a bad guy. I mean, kind of is, but kind of isn't. But he's a dynamic character, and that to me has already been proven in the movies. I've gotten like I know he is right. Granted, this is 2012 Loki, so it's different. But I already know he has like the capabilities of changing. So on that front, it's like okay, I've seen this done already. This will be a different approach. Like sure, I'm in for the ride, but like I've seen it done. The second was I did not care for the ending. Jonathan Majors, fantastic, inspired. I love that man to death. But like all of it was in service of what? And for me, like after the ending, I was like, okay, this is just setting up the next moments in the MCU. Like it didn't inform anything that I've gotten out of the show in the previous 5 episodes. I was like, okay, I mean, like, yeah, I'm excited for multiverse stuff in the MCU, but like I already was because like Doctor Strange was announced, and I know Sam Raimi is directing the next Doctor Strange movie. I didn't need a whole show to get me excited for the multiverse because they already was. And so like, what was the point of 6 episodes just to get me excited for the multiverse? You know. So that was my last issue. My only issue with Loki. I guess those two things. Pacing was a little weird, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shout out to Owen Wilson. He was so good in this show.
Oh my god,
No, wow.
inspired acting.
No, wow.
He was really good, and especially I love the fact that he's only seen Iron Man. That's what like everyone's trying to make this seem like, oh, he hasn't seen much MCU. Like I like the fact he's only seen Iron Man. Like he can come into this like kind of fresh and stuff like that. And like especially the scene when he goes through Loki's like life and everything, and Loki sees his mom dies. Like that conversation was great. It's like, are you a bad person? And he's like, no, I don't want to hurt people. And so I thought that was really good for Loki to figure out like who he is. And so I thought it was Richard E. Grant also is guest starring. I'll watch him in anything. He's so good in everything he does. Gator Loki. Yeah. That's all I need. But yeah, and Sylvie's a nice, fresh new face in the MCU. She was fun. I thought I'm excited to see where they go with season 2, especially like the cliffhanger. Like I love alternate dimension timeline stories. They're some of my favorites. So at the end when Owen Wilson's like, "Wow, who are you? I've never seen you before."
That's
Whoa.
a really good Owen Wilson.
So I
Was that not him?
yeah. So I really liked stuff with Loki. I thought like the 3 episodes that I really liked were really freaking good. And again, also I like it when the MCU gets weird.
Yeah.
Great theme for Loki. I will say
yeah.
that too.
Very great.
The theme song, yeah, was really good. And the set design too. Like
yeah,
overall
absolutely,
costume
absolutely.
set design was really good.
I have been in that hotel where they filmed it. So yes.
Where's the hotel?
Wow.
It's in Atlanta.
Georgia?
Do you know any other Atlantas?
I mean, I don't know, do I?
I don't. Atlantis?
Yeah.
No, Atlantis. Before I move on, I just want to say, Jonathan Majors is Superman. Make it happen.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. I do want to ask before we continue, do we expect to see Loki popping in Multiverse of Madness? Is it just going to be Wanda and Doctor Strange?
I totally think he's going to show up in Multiverse of Madness. If
Sylvie
just for
as well?
a scene. Yeah, I think just for like a scene or something. Kind of like how Charlie Cox was in Spider-Man for like a little bit. I think that's what's going to happen.
Wouldn't it be great if it's just them in the background? Like they're
like they don't even like Doctor Strange didn't even notice them.
Exactly.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Why not? We got our first movie of Phase 4, Black Widow, with a U.S. premiere of July 9th. Finally happened. Got to see the good old Marvel Studios intro in theaters again. Personally, for me, in IMAX, and I got to see it twice. It was a fun time. In hindsight, was Black Widow like amazing? No, I don't think so. But was it fun to watch? Absolutely. Was it a great exploration of femininity and family? Yeah, I think so. Was Florence Pugh fantastic? Oh yeah, yes. You bet your sweet ass Florence Pugh. I love you so much. Thank you for being in the MCU. Yeah. What thoughts on Black Widow here?
Listen, was it a great movie? Sure. Was it a story I kind of needed? Yes, it was. Was I let down by, of course, the villain of the movie? Yes, we all know this. I wanted Black Widow to be better than it was. I'm glad we finally got a Black Widow movie, but I just feel like if this was closer to Civil War, it would have been much better.
Yeah.
But we don't always get what we want. So, Black Widow, B minus.
I love the introduction of the grades, like out of nowhere. It works. Eric?
All right. So I know we all remember probably one of the hypest things that Marvel did was like a few months before Black Widow came out, they released that like that teaser for like MCU movies, and oh my god, I don't know if you guys
Oh,
remember that.
it's
Like, it starts with the
Stan Lee
Stan
like
Lee
talking.
thing, and then it goes into like all the movies that are coming out. Oh, it just chills every time. I watch it just to feel something sometimes,
Just to
and it
feel
goes
that.
and like shows some Black Widow, shows some stuff for Shang-Chi. That was our first time we saw, I think, anything for Eternals. And like Christian and I kind of have the same thing here. Like, I like the TV shows. I think the TV shows are good, but there is nothing like an MCU movie. Like, there's nothing like getting sitting in the movie theater and just getting ready for a big spectacle. It's unmatched. I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. I think uh, I really like this movie. I think it's really fun. Looking back at the last year, I think it's the most generic MCU movie we have here, but I think it was a good toe dip back into the movie side of things. It was just a fun like kind of spy movie with some action, some
Mm-hmm.
family drama and stuff. Uh, this movie should have come out a long time ago. I know, especially with like
Yes.
the ending. When you see her with her blonde wig, blonde hair, and she gets into the Quinjet and leaves, I think that would have hit a lot harder, like closer to Infinity War or
Yep.
something like that. Like maybe had this movie um in 2017 or 2018, like right after Infinity War. That way it hits a little harder. But when it comes out like 3 years after it, it was really tough because I'm like, I know you're gonna go die. This is not
Yeah.
fun. Is fantastic in this movie. Like, she's right up there with Sylvie for me as like best new intro character. She's great, especially when she does like the Black Widow pose. Oh god, I can't believe that. No, solid movie back into the MCU movie wise. So I give
I
it a
think.
7 out of 10. We're just gonna
Oh
each
my
do our
god,
own
this is
grading.
so inconsistent. What am I gonna do?
Yes, this is perfect.
3.5 stars, which I think is what I rated it on Letterboxd. Yeah, Eric, you hit the nail on the head. For me, like Black Widow's fundamental problem is that it needed to be done way sooner. There are not enough female-led MCU movies. I think there's two, Black Widow and Captain Marvel. That's it. Enjoy your female representation of those two movies out of the almost 30 movies that we have. So it's a
Mhm.
shame, right? Not to say that like women aren't depicted well in the MCU because there's obviously some strong examples, but there's more problematic examples than good examples. So yeah, for Black Widow to have this finally be released after Endgame, after she's already gone, I think is a little bit of a disservice. My hope is that we just get more great representation moving forward. It seems like it's that again, like that trend is going to be starting up pretty soon with our next movie. We'll get to in a little bit, but yeah. Otherwise, great ride. 3.5 stars.
Do you think, Eric? I know you said that you wanted this before Infinity War. Do you think it would have been better after Infinity War?
Like, I think they should, if they were
Anything
gonna release
before
it,
Endgame?
like, yeah, put it right before Endgame. That way, like, we see her in her Infinity War outfit. Like, it's gonna probably hit a little bit harder. Like, oh, that's how we got here.
Yeah.
And you have that build up. Whereas we watch the movie now, it's like, damn it, we know what's about to happen to her.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but this is a solid movie. I love all the new Rachel Weisz. Whew.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
David Harbaugh, a good introduction. Cool use of Taskmaster. Like, Taskmaster is one of my favorite Marvel villains. I thought they handled it well, and especially to have it come back to Natasha's past, I thought was even better. Um,
I'm with you, Eric.
Also, that scene where Natasha like breaks her nose on Dreykov's table is like, holy shit! I thought that was a really cool scene.
Yeah. Great thoughts all around. Okay. Wow. Ruben already ranking it. Yeah, we'll save our rankings for the end instead of check-ins. Then we got back to another TV show with What If, the first animated MCU property on November 4th. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is at the very bottom. I did not even watch every single episode. I watched 3 episodes total. I actually just watched the Doctor Strange one like last week.
Oh god, it's so good.
That episode's really good.
I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder why. Yeah. So
Ruben, did you watch all the episodes?
I did, unfortunately, and there were a lot of things that did not hit with this show. I don't know what I was expecting for animated TV show. I kind of wanted it to be. What If kind of did this, but I kind of wanted it to be in another universe where it wasn't tied into the MCU. But, like, of course, they have to obviously tie it back into the MCU because that's what it's an MCU property. Why not just bring it back in? Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Was it necessary? No.
Not so fast, Ruben.
Sorry,
Eric, I can probably speak the most on this one.
Before you do that, I'm sorry. This is gonna be a D minus.
Okay, D minus. All right. So I remember that at first I didn't like the animation, but as more and more episodes went on, I really liked the animation because I think animation is where you could be your most creative because you're not, sidelined by, actual stunt people and props and sets and stuff. You can literally just create you can literally create what you want to create, and I think that's where the strongest parts of animation lie. Because I mean, my favorite movie of all time is an animated movie. So, I think there are some really solid stories here. Like I think the Captain Carter, if she was, I forget if they called her Captain. I think she was just Captain Carter.
Yeah, Captain Carter.
I thought that was really neat. Just to see if things were just a little different. Like Haley Atwell got to come back. Sebastian Stan really phoning it in though that first episode. Holy crap! It's like, what do I do? Okay, all right. Here are my lines. So I think with this being like the first episode, there were obviously things to nitpick at, but I think the more it went on, there were cooler stuff. Chadwick Boseman coming back as T'Challa for a little bit really really hit hard. His Star-Lord episode was great, and then they had some duds. Like I think the "What if the world lost its mightiest heroes," where all the Avengers are killed. It was fine. Let's see what else. I think my least favorite one was the "What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark?" Because I guess even in a different alternate universe, Killmonger is still going to Killmonger. Let's see. The Doctor Strange one is probably my favorite. It's really good. I highly recommend everyone watching. If you haven't seen the Doctor Strange episode, What If, please do. It's going to be very important.
The zombies episode, I thought was.
I thought the zombies episode was cool.
It was nice, but I just feel like it was kind of
the Scarlet Witch zombie. That was actually genuinely scary.
Yeah,
like I thought that was really terrifying, especially like Vision trying to feed everyone to Wanda. Oh my god, that was pretty scary. I really like the Thor only child, like the party Thor was fun. Especially they send in Captain Marvel to beat the crap out of him. And like I thought that was just a fun episode. Like there was some fun here. Like the MCU has fun. But like the What If Ultron won one, that one was crazy. Because we get to the end of Age of Ultron, like what if Ultron actually wins? What if he goes into Vision's? What if he gets Vision's body? What will he do? And oh man, that was crazy. Like him finding out about the multiverse. I thought that was really cool. And then like getting everyone together and like this Guardians of the Multiverse thing at the end with, Hawkeye, Romanoff. I thought that was great. Like I think there was a lot of there was some misses here, but I think the premise to make some cool stuff is there. And I think they had some really cool stuff in this. I think with the second season, I think they can really do some neat things. So I like they took a chance. Some of it didn't work, but I'm happy that they took a chance on it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Eric. Moving on, we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which had a premiere date in the US of September 3rd. Folks, everyone listening back home, thank you so much, Simu Liu, for being in the MCU. This is like one of the most refreshing MCU entries we've gotten in such a long time. Shang-Chi single-handedly gave me faith that Phase 4 is going to be fantastic on its own. I saw this in the theater. Like when we're halfway in, forget. We were somewhere in, where were we? Where was that location we went to? Like that underground fighting ring? Like right outside that like building
No, it
scene?
wasn't underground.
Where was that?
It was in. If I
Well,
remember correctly, it was Japan.
underground, you know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was somewhere in like
Seoul?
China.
No, I
No,
thought
it was in
Korean.
China. I forget what it is. I think it's an actual city in China, I think.
Yeah. It was either that or Taiwan. It's one of those two.
Let's find out.
But that scene, halfway through that scene at the end when they're like fighting and like through the scaffold, like when the background is like the neon signs and stuff,
yeah.
and they're like almost silhouetted. That is when it hit me that like, oh my god, you could hear like a pin drop in the theater. Everyone is so into this choreography. Like this fucking movie rocks so hard. I think there's
Macau.
issues in
Macau
Macau.
is the
Thank you
name,
so yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Eric. I think there's obviously some issues in acting a little bit. Some people didn't like the more fantastical bits. I loved having Tony Leung be in the MCU. Those issues of like the paternal themes I thought were like fantastic. The issues of grief there were like amazing. Yeah, this is like a strong A for me. Sorry, a 4.5 movie. Eric, Ruben.
I'll go first this time. Also, what if 7 out of 10 as well? Going with that. Let's see. Shang-Chi, like this was so much fun. Like I especially like this is the second thing I've seen Simu in. The other one was Kim's Convenience, which you should watch on Netflix. It's really fun. I thought he brought a lot of just cool energy. He was a cool dude, especially like when he puts his jacket on the bus fight. Ah, it was so neat. The bus choreography was really good, especially in just like a tight space. Tony Leung, probably right up there with Thanos for me as best MCU villain. Like his performance is one of the best in the MCU, just across the board. Like his performance is really great, and it's so wild that's his first Hollywood movie. Like, he should be given money to do everything. Just give him money to keep acting because he's really good. Beautiful film. I do have some problems with Act 3. I like the fantastical stuff, but pretty much is like every Marvel film, we got to go into a big, giant fighting
The
epic
world thing.
set piece. Did not see the Dweller in the Dark coming at the end to be the overall bad guy. That was interesting. Michelle Yo,
Mm, mm,
hello,
mhm.
hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Uh, but there was so much fun stuff here, like
Aquafina.
Abomination coming back, fighting Wong, and this I thought it was really, I thought it was really cool. I can't remember the sister's name, but she was probably maybe my favorite part. Like she was so good. Just another case of just step like right here on me. That's fine, whatever. So Shang-Chi, just a super fun movie. And like Christian said earlier, it was a nice breath of fresh air. And I think that if Phase 4 starts like uses that as a base, like Phase 4 is gonna be really really cool. So I give a 8.5, 8.5 of 10.
I love our rankings. It's totally random.
So this was probably one of my highlights, one of the few highlights of this year. Going back to the movies to go see Shang-Chi. And man, oh man, it didn't disappoint. The only thing that did disappoint, fellas, Razor Fist. Everything else was perfection. That scene where they're fighting on the fucking...
Oh,
yes. Where they're fighting on the fucking...
the Muni.
scaffolding. No,
Oh,
the scaffolding. Oh my god,
that was good too.
perfection. Obviously, of course, we get a somebody we've seen before. My favorite character in the MCU comes back in this movie, and man, oh man, he did not disappoint.
For a second,
Kingsley?
I thought you were talking about Wong, but I know who you're actually talking about.
He did not
So-
disappoint. When he tells us the story about how he watched Planet of the Apes for
Oh,
the first
so
time.
good. That was so good.
Perfect, man. What a perfect story. You know?
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I was a hater at first. Like, right before that scene, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna stay with us." I don't need more Ben Kingsley just doing this bit. And then he gets to that scene where he talks about the Planet of the Apes, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is funny. Sure, come along this ride."
We also get Wong back, and he's doing some stuff. You know, he's going off, and he's like, he doesn't need Doctor Strange anymore. He's his own guy, and you know what? I'm fucking happy about that. I love Benedict Wong. Can we get more of him in the MCU solo? You know, give him his own show.
Let's
A Day
be
in the Life
fair.
of Wong.
He's never needed Stephen Strange.
No, he's never needed Stephen Strange, but usually when we see one, it's usually with the other. You know?
I see what you mean.
Technically, Wong did die in Doctor Strange.
Yes, that. Oh man, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, you know, I was just going to give it a grade. I have to check my notes here. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I think if I had a problem with the movie like Death Dealer, I would have liked to see Death Dealer in the movie more than just two fights.
Yes.
I think we had the one really cool fight in the abandoned building, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The way he goes out, or
yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's a he. I think it's a they. I legit don't know, like if it's a man or a woman behind that mask. But yeah, they go out just like that,
bitch.
snap a finger.
Yeah, it was so stupid. I didn't like that at all. They should have just taken Razor Fist.
I agree.
Razor Fist. But I also want to compliment Tony Long, like perfection at its finest. Like this was one of probably my top 5 MCU villains, just because like he played it so fucking well. You know. Played it so fucking well.
Someone say he's better than Green Goblin, right?
I don't know. About top 10. He's top 10.
Also, the scene where he brings Young Shang to the restaurant and beats the shit out of everybody.
Oh, and we just see it in the reflection of the. Oh my god, so good.
Really good movie making there.
Cool movie.
And this is gonna be, B plus.
Come on, at least an A-.
All right, fine.
Come on.
A minus.
We got him, folks. Moving on for the sake of time. We got our final MCU TV show. None other than Hawkeye. I have issues with that name. This is a Haley Steinfeld show. All right, everyone. It should be.
I mean, she is Hawkeye.
I mean, it's called Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Hawkeye, whether you want to define it as Haley Steinfeld's character or Jeremy Renner's or both, I think are like either way fantastic. We already talked about this last week, but the first 3 episodes, the first half of the show, I thought was like really well done. I loved all the kind of meditations on Clint's character, specifically his deafness or his hard of hearing, and the way that impacts his family life. I mean, the superhero stuff aside, like the family stuff is what was important for me, like about Clint's character, like through and through. This is why that this TV show was so fucking great for me. And then it kind of abandons that towards the end, and I have issues with that. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed Hawkeye for the most of it. This finale, I thought was terrible. What a waste of a character you introduced in episode 5. For what? And for what? And I'm not gonna lie to you, having the people, the LARPers be like, they're not taking us seriously. Let's go inside and change into our LARP gear and come back out for this like fan service moment that I don't think anybody cared about.
Nobody
me.
Nobody wanted it.
I hated it. I hated it.
Fun.
I know.
Fun.
I'm a curmudgeon, I guess.
Yeah, I remember going into this one. I know we talked about it last week because I didn't get to see this day of, and so everyone said, "Oh, this series finale is season finale is so bad." And I watched them like this wasn't that bad. Like it had nice moments in it, like especially like the Clint and Yelena stuff, like Kate kicking butt. I thought it was a really cool thing. Like obviously, the mom stuff was like thrown away to the side. Echo, Maya. Get some answers, and Kingpin is not dead, or else they would have showed his body on screen. Kingpin is coming back.
Yeah.
The show, an 8.25 out of 10.
825.
What does 8 to 5 mean?
8.25.
8.25.
Oh,
Okay.
got it, got it,
Yeah,
got it.
that makes more sense. There's some issues that I have with the show. I don't appreciate the way that they introduced Kingpin. I think it was really weird seeing Kingpin in a Hawaiian shirt. Like, I understand that's a comic reference, but like, we've always seen him dressed up to the nines, you know? It was weird. The whole fighting sequence was weird because I've seen a bunch of people, get the shit kicked out of them while fighting Kingpin, and Haley Steinfeld just a few bruises. That's it. You know, it's very interesting. I don't understand how that works. The whole show for me, it was like I said last week. It was a smaller scale MCU title, and that's what I liked about it. I think the show is more along. It's interesting, Christian, that you focus on the family aspect of Clint's story. I guess. Yes, I would also agree with that, but I think the bigger part of this is the dynamic between Kate and Clint.
So good. So good.
So good. So good. And the fact that she, idolizes a normal person that's a superhero who doesn't believe he's a superhero. He's just a guy doing a job. It's just like, oh my God. Where she breaks down as to why she idolizes him so much. That's what really gets me. I would also say, yes, the whole the Ronin stuff was pretty good. I like that they're closing a book on it. I don't like that the whole mother and the whole Kate's side of the family stuff was just unnecessary. Like, I was kind of really hoping that her mom was gonna be like I said last week, she killed her dad. Would have been great. It would have been a nice twist, like to villainize the mother. Just to get the ball rolling, is to start her superhero career, I guess. But that's neither here nor there. This is a mid-level TV show for me, so I'm gonna have to give it a C.
It's a man called Hawkeye Mid. You're so brave. Because I agree with you. Agree with you.
Good.
I was hoping Eric would say something. I was hoping Eric would. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we had our discussion on Hawkeye last week, so.
Moving on for the sake of time. 2 more movies. First, none other than Chloe Zhao's directorial debut in the MCU. I don't know why I said directorial debut. She's got like 2 banging movies before this. We have premiering on November 5th here in the States, The Eternals. I love The Eternals. Like, I legit, like, on my way to the gym, 2 weeks ago, recorded the video of me talking about, just thinking about because John in the chat, on our Penultimate Conquest chat, like, gave me some, like, really great stuff to think about, and I just, like, went on this, like, just stream of consciousness thought on, like, what, like, The Eternals means, and, like, why its depiction, I think, is so strong, because first of all, it doesn't feel like an MCU movie, right? Like, there's not many, like, it's not shot on digital, it's shot on film. There's a lot of, like, on-site locations. There's not, like, they're not, like, putting jokes in, like, left and right. Not that other movies do it, but like, it's meant to be more of a serious take, right? It's meant to be like, here, let's meditate on these characters, kind of like losing each other and trying to get each other back, and then having, like, fundamental, like, just like the Avengers, having different like beliefs on, like, how they should tackle the situation, and how that plays into the third act. A lot of great stuff. I'm gonna shut up and let Eric and Ruben start talking about the Eternals as well.
Ruben, you want to go first?
Sure. The Eternals is a movie that was definitely a fresh breath of air that the MCU kind of needed. It was something that I personally was not expecting the outcome of that movie, just like the movie in and of itself. If you had told me this movie was not even related to the MCU, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I see that. But I'm glad that it is because it gives us some good characters. I would say like there's a lot of things that are I find that personally wrong with this movie, like the whole backstabbing of what's this guy's name? Rob
Oh,
Stark.
the one with the big penis.
Icarus.
Icarus, yes, Icarus backstabbing everybody. Sure, I guess we kind of needed it. The whole deviant thing, I feel like it fell by the wayside, but it is what it is. The whole Thena thing was kind of weird because like they introduced it and I thought we were going to dive deeper into it, but we don't. But like overall it was a good fresh breath of a breath of fresh air. That's what I was looking for. Into the MCU, and I'm glad it's here. Um, I'm gonna give this. I would have to say probably. What did I give Black Widow? I don't even know. You know.
I don't think we started Black Widow. No,
Okay,
Black Widow.
I think we did Black Widow.
I think you gave Black Widow
D
a
minus.
B. I think you
I
gave
think
it
it
a
was
B minus.
a B minus.
Yeah, I think you gave it a B
Sounds right.
minus
I don't know. That let down.
or B.
I think it was a
Or
D. I think it was a
no,
D.
you didn't.
That was What If. You gave What If a D minus.
You're right. You're right. You're right. It was probably a C plus then. You know what? I'm sorry, Black Widow, but this is probably also B minus. So there it is.
Okay.
The issues I have with this movie are not in a characters thing. I think the most I remember when we talked about this, the issues I have with this movie are purely on a technical level. I don't think that the jumping back and forth worked as well as they thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like we talked about, I remember we talked about in the episode, freaking ratio, the aspect ratio in the beginning of the movie, especially in IMAX, was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad, and
Gotta
it
go
kind of
Dolby.
it corrects itself towards the end, but for that beginning of the movie, it took me out of it. Like it was not good. I think that one of the strengths of this movie is ever since this movie has come out, a lot of people have asked me like, Eric, do I need to watch Eternals for anything else? I'm like, no, you don't really need to. Like this movie kind of exists in its own thing, which is nice. I think this is probably the best shot MCU movie. I think there's a lot. There are some parts like in the jungle stuff I didn't think would look that great, but when they're on like the beach, when they're in South Dakota, um, stuff like that, I thought those looked beautiful, beautiful shots. I thought these characters were really good. Some got obviously more screen time than others, but Kumail Nanjiani, fantastic. I thought he was great. Gilgamesh and Thena was probably my favorite relationship in the movie. I thought that were really great. Also, shout out to DC references in this Marvel movie. I thought that was really fun.
Superman.
Um,
What was the other one?
uh, Gilgamesh, I think he said Alfred. Oh, he's Alfred to you or something like that.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think that there are some moments in here that really shine, like the Fastos when he sees like the atomic bomb wreckage and he kind of like caused that. I thought that scene was really good. I wish they would have gone a little more into it. But I think this movie is a little bit of a mess, but I think it's a beautiful mess, if that makes sense. Like I think there are a
Yeah.
lot of really great moments in here, but it's just I don't think it's well put together. I really like this movie. I because I remember obviously before I go see it, review bomb, review bomb, review bomb, review bomb, review bomb, bad, 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 bad. It's not a bad movie at all. Like this is not the worst MCU movie. So when people try to say it's the worst MCU, this is why you don't judge Rotten Tomatoes because Rotten Tomatoes I think has
Mhm.
Incredible Hulk at like a 67 or something. Like no, no, no.
Yeah.
So I think that this, I want her to get another shot, Chloe Zhao, to direct a sequel. I think she could do some really cool stuff. But yeah, this movie for me is a 7.5. Um,
That's fair.
really, really
Yeah.
cool part of the Phase 4. A lot of
I
good
totally forgot about.
representation too.
Hmm. Yeah, shout out to for me the big like I loved the relationship of Makari and Druig, which isn't like really even that forefronted, but like it's so subtle and the way it's kind of shown, like they kind of like closed off from one another, and like you can tell they kind of carry each other. Like they just have not seen each other in like thousands of years, which I thought was really cool. Forgot about the review bombing. You're right. Yeah, it was review bombed. And again, I just want to. That just goes back to I think it was because it just doesn't feel like an MCU movie at all.
Yeah.
It's tonally and stylistically just very different. I don't think people were like
They were expecting
I wasn't
another
ready
MCU.
for that, but expecting different. Yeah. Last, of course, probably the biggest movie in terms of box office. Yeah, Eric is already flipping around. Spider-Man: No Way Home, U.S. premiere December 17th. I think obviously we all think this movie is like fucking fantastic. My only issue with this movie, I mean, I actually have some other like actual issues. My
Don't you
only
dare.
issue with this movie is I fucking hate that people on Twitter have to comment every single casting rumor. I hated it. I think this
agree.
movie would have been so much better if we didn't know fucking Andrew and Toby were in it at all, or that Charlie Cox was maybe going to make an appearance. Like, I think that would have hit so much harder, and it still hit freaking hard. Let's be real. That was still like two amazing freaking scenes. Other than that, Spider-Man rocks, amazing. Thank you, John Watts, for redefining the trilogy of Tom Holland movies into one big origin story. Fantastic.
I want to hear from the guy who this is his favorite movie of all time.
Eric, there comes a time in every person's life where they just see a movie and they are absolutely enamored, captivated, and overjoyed by what they see on a screen, you know?
I've been through that, Ruben. I completely understand.
Some might have said Interstellar was mine.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said Interstellar was mine.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing what is probably the greatest piece of cinema that I have ever seen in my entire life,
Martin Scorsese has now entered the chat.
Spider-Man: No Way Home continues to impress me every time. Every time I think about it, you know, and I'm still thinking about it after a month and a week. Still thinking about it. It's crazy. I'm excited to get my hands on that steelbook so I can turn off the lights in my new apartment, and I can shut the windows, and I can shut everybody up. I won't have my parents annoying the shit out of me, and I can sit down and watch this movie and just cry because it's so fucking good, Eric. It's so fucking good.
So, at your new place, Ruben, can you see Manhattan from it?
Unfortunately, I can't.
I was about to say, because you don't have to even watch the movie. You can just stick your head out the window and just picture Spider-Man just
No,
swinging through
it's
there.
not the same. It's not the same, Eric. This. Oh my God, this movie is so good. John Watts, like I said, you didn't take my notes into consideration, but that's okay. That's quite all right. I'm okay with this movie. You're the boss. This is why you're the boss, because this movie came out perfectly. Okay, man, really, really, really hits hard.
What a fun one to watch in theater with other people too.
Yeah.
Come on.
What's that score, Ruben?
A++, baby. A++. It breaks the fucking grading scale. A++.
It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. Sorry, I guess 4.5 star. I stole Eric's. I stole your Rick.
So it's. Ooh. I remember going up into this movie, thinking that.
Crying?
No, I'm not crying. I'm thinking, Ruben. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Thinking of the words I'm about to use.
I heard your voice crack. I was just concerned.
It's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Spider-Man really is just one of those characters. And we've talked about this before. I've talked about it on here. I've talked about it on Large Popcorn. Spider-Man is one of those interesting characters where there's a Spider-Man, woman, Spider-Gwen for everybody. There literally is one for everybody out there. And that's what works about the Spider-Verse. Like when Spider-Verse came out, whole bunch of people introduced to Spider, not introduced, but a lot of people like saw themselves in Miles, and I thought that was really great. It's really important. That's why Spider-Verse is great. Like people love Gwen, they attach to Gwen, they attach to Miles, they attach to Miguel O'Hara, which October baby, Miguel, ready to see you. But obviously, my Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and with these last two movies, like Homecoming and Far From Home, they were nice because they put him back in high school, which is what I was really excited about. Uh, and yeah, like was he Iron Man Jr.? Probably to an extent. He relied very heavily on Iron Man, but you know he had a father figure in Tony. Um, and then, like Christian says, they take the Homecoming trilogy, and this is about how Peter becomes a Spider-Man. And I even know in interviews, Tom Holland, I'm really happy I'm no longer Spider Boy, like I'm Spider Man now.
Wow.
And I think that this movie shows how Peter Parker is probably the greatest fictional, for me, is the greatest fictional character ever made. He always does the right thing. He always puts all that weight and responsibility on him. It could be a character flaw, sometimes it is, but it doesn't matter who you are. Like Spider-Man is going to help you out, and the fact that this movie is not just a great look at this character, it's also just a wonderful look at Spider-Man throughout the last 20 years of film. And it's handled wonderfully. The fan service is very well done. It's tasteful. It's not just, hey, look, it's C3PO and R2D2. Hey, we know them. They serve no purpose here other than to look at them. John Watts did a hell of a job. Like it was really interesting to see like kind of a John Hughes style Spider-Man movie, like a coming of age teenage story. And I know I've talked about this movie a lot, but like it does the character of Peter Parker so well. And this movie gets what Peter Parker is about. And so with that, I give it a beloved 10 out of 10.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's how you do a trilogy, Star Wars. All right? Get your game up. Step your game up. Be better.
Last thing I'll say about Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield stands. Rise up. Now is our time.
Did you watch it yet,
Now is our
Ruben?
time.
No, not yet. Again, I'm still waiting. I have it packed up with all my DVDs, so it's in the.
That's fair.
DVDs? What is this?
Sorry,
2004?
my Blu-rays. I apologize.
Bro, I watch the Amazing Spider-Man swinging scenes like once a week. Granted,
It's
I don't
just-
search them up thanks to TikTok.
Again,
but, yeah.
his eyes are just so big on the mask.
All right, get the
you
fuck
know,
over
like-
it, Ruben. That's my
I'm
my advice to
trying.
you.
I'm trying.
Get
I'm
fucked.
trying. Listen, he proved me wrong in this movie. So you know what? I'm going back and I'm going to watch these movies with new eyes. Okay, new eyes.
Can't believe it was the same suit. It's crazy. Andrew
thought
was
it
like,
was
"Yeah, it's the
CG.
same suit."
No.
He wore that was a physical suit.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy.
And Toby back, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh boy,
My
yeah.
back, guys.
All right, nice. That was a great reference. Okay, let's start with Ruben. Give me your your rankings here for the shows and movies.
Okay, so I feel like we should do shows first and then movies. Like, I do
Okay.
shows, then you do shows, then you do shows, and then
Sure.
Okay. So, number 5, What If? Just be better, you know. Number 4, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 3, Hawkeye. What a letdown of a post credit scene, you know. Number 2, Loki.
Awesome post credit scene.
It was a horrible post credit scene. Everybody
You just hate
knows it.
musicals.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
I skipped it, Ruben.
You skipped it? It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was pointless. I also skipped it. I saw
You
what
guys
it
don't
was
have
going to
taste.
be. It was really stupid. Number 2, Loki. Jonathan Majors fucking coming in swinging. I can't wait. I cannot wait. My hope is that, Jonathan Majors is, Kang for the continuation of the character, but we'll see. It could just be a variant. We never know. We never know. My fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed.
I think you confirmed like Kang is a variant.
Well, He Who Remains is a variant, yes, but I'm hoping that he.
Or do you think
also...
Kang's the Prime?
What?
Like, who do
well,
you think?
I don't know. I don't know. What I'm saying is, I think that, you know how Sylvie is a variant of Loki. I'm hoping that Jonathan Majors plays Kang the Conqueror. You know,
He is.
we don't know that.
Technically, everything's a variant.
He's playing Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, thank God! Thank God!
Yeah.
Thank God. Jonathan Majors, perfection. You know, exposition. That's all I could say. WandaVision is number one for me. Perfection at its finest. You know, we get theory after theory, week after week, and man, oh man, did it let down? Maybe, but you can't beat theory after theory, week after week. You know, and that's my number one pick for sure.
I'm gonna save Eric for last.
Okay.
This man, we gotta save Marvel Man for last. Number 5 for me. What if I didn't finish you? Number 4, Loki. Sure. Number 3, Hawkeye. Half of you was really good. Number 2, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Fantastic. Too bad about that ending though. WandaVision. You had a theme and you saw all the way through, like 90% of the way through. Congrats.
All right, it's my turn for shows. Number 5, What If? Hey, you tried. Like some of you worked. Some of you really work. Some of you did not work. You'll get it. You'll get it right next time. I believe in you. Number 4, The Falcon. I thought that was Falcon Winter Soldier. You had really good stuff in it, but you really, really swept Bucky to the side, and I just can't stand for that. Number 3, Loki. You're weird. You're that weird goth kid in high school sitting at the weird table and everything. Like I don't even know, but you know what? You're really cool to hang out with. I can't wait to see what you do next. Managing Hot Topic. I'm really excited for you. Number 2, Hawkeye. You gave me some Christmas spirit. Like, you were a nice cup of hot chocolate under a blanket with winter outside. It was nice, refreshing, real family-like. I enjoyed you very much. WandaVision, damn girl. That's what I'll say. WandaVision, you're fantastic. And you gave me a Vision fight where they talk about the ship of Theseus paradox. Thank you. That was incredible.
Yeah, they also give us
Yeah,
that great
like that.
line, Eric.
Yes. Yes, they do. They do give us the great line. It was Ralph Boner.
No. What is love?
I know what you
Not grief persevering.
What a good line.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, good line. Oh, we also got Vashon. So
Vishon!
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, let's go back. All right, so here's the thing about WandaVision.
thank you, Vashon. Movies, Ruben.
It's weird because if there was a
We have the
fifth
same
movie,
list.
if there was a 5th movie, I'm sure, you know, it would have done better than Black Widow. Black Widow, you let me down with the villain.
Taskmaster's right behind you, Ruben.
Oh, it scared me. Ooh. Taskmaster, be better, you know? Be better.
Damn.
Eternals, you're also the weird kid that turns into the manager at Hot Topic, but I'm okay with that, you know? Maybe you turn Hot Topic into the grown-up version of what it should be. I'm okay with that, you know?
Box
Shang-Chi.
lunch.
Is that what it turns into? Box lunch?
Yeah, so Box Lunch is like the adult. I think it's the same company, but
Yes.
Box Lunch is definitely like a grown
I
up.
thought Box Lunch was also owned by GameStop.
No, that's I forget who it is. I didn't know about GameStop. I don't think.
Okay, my apologies. Okay, cool. Shang-Chi. Go kick some more ass, you know? That's all I can say. perfect. A great kung fu movie that we desperately needed in the MCU, and of course, the King, Spider-Man: No Way Home. What can I say? Perfection. That's all I got.
You're welcome.
Okay, my list, of course, exactly the same as Ruben's. Black Widow, good. We need more of you in the MCU. Wish we would come a lot sooner. Number 3, Eternals. Chloe Zhao, you are based as fuck. Number 2, Shang-Chi. Everyone here is based as fuck. Number 1, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Peter Parker's life is so shitty right now, and I couldn't be happier.
What? I'm sorry. What the fuck does based as fuck mean?
Oh no.
As an
Ruben.
old man.
Oh,
Oh,
As
Ruben.
an
no.
old man, I
I
have
ain't gonna-
no
I-
idea what
no.
that means.
I ain't gonna describe based to you, Ruben.
Okay.
You can do that on your free time.
I would rather I didn't. That's okay.
Eric.
All right. Hi. Movies. Shocking. Number 4, Black Widow. Um, I I needed you earlier. You
Taskmaster.
you weren't there for me when I needed you. But no, I'm glad you exist. And
How
Scarlett
could you say
Johansson,
that?
I hope
It was
you
real to
get
me.
millions and millions and millions
Damn.
of dollars
Christian.
from Disney. Number 3, The Eternals. You are a piece of art I don't get sometimes. I don't get. It's like I go to an art museum, like that's really pretty, and there's a lot of cool stuff there, but I feel as though with some more work, um, you'll be right where you want to go. Number 2, Shang-Chi. Um, I don't know why. You're really good. You're really, really good. And I hope you. I'm ready for your sequel. I know your sequel is coming. Really excited. And number 1, when will people realize that when everything Spider-Man touches ends in disaster? He's a spider menace, unhinged menace. But no, Spider-Man. Mwah.
Tom Holland, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom Holland. Ruben, before we close out the show, you have one last thing to say.
Yeah. So there's a little meme going around the internet. I'm sure you've seen it. That we didn't get an introduction to the MCU's Uncle Ben. So I guess it's time for me to take the mantle as the MCU's Uncle Ben.
Is that what this is again? You've done this before.
So from here on, no, I didn't do it on a show. Remember, it was the Spider-Man that mishap that we had for the first time around. So from here on out, I'm no longer Ruben. It's just Ben now. Just Ben. That's all I got.
I don't know if I want to call you Ben.
Tough shit.
I will refuse.
I'm just gonna call you Ruben.
Tough shit. I won't answer.
Cool.
Simple as that.
It's gonna be a weird conversation then, but I'm not calling you Ben.
I mean,
Your
you can call
new
me
name
Uncle
to
Ben
me.
if you want.
I like that. I'm gonna start calling you Curb is better than Seinfeld.
No,
That's your new name.
stop.
A long
time-
name
Not
to
that
bubble in
show.
on a test.
This is not that kind of show.
Oh my God, Scantrons bubbling in those. Oh my, that's not the memory I needed to have right now, Eric. It is time for plugs. Who are we starting with? Ruben, Ben.
Ben, thank you. I appreciate it.
welcome.
You could find me on the internet at That Guy Tuesday on Twitter and Instagram. Listen, it's a hectic month. What can I say? I'm slacking on posting stuff on YouTube. I'm slacking. I said I was gonna start putting stuff on TikTok. Like, I'm just one man, okay? I have a full-time job. I have a relationship to maintain. What more do you want from me, people?
You're going to school now.
It's not really school, but yeah. I'm taking an electrical training class. What more do you want from me? Okay? So, bear with me. I promise things will get uploaded. Okay? Thank you. Thank you
Eric.
for coming to my TED Talk.
Hi. So I am Eric Segan on Twitter. I have put together my top 100 games of all time list.
Oh.
I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to stream how I talk about it. Been getting some pointers from Emmett Watkins Jr. about how I'm going to do this. So yeah, expect that probably within the first half of this year. But yeah, I'm very excited. What's up? What's up,
I
Ruben?
gotta say, the way that you interpreted this to me, I assumed that you were going to do 52 weeks out of the year. You were going to do one game versus another each week and have it battle out this way. You do this like it's the end of January, Eric. We need some content.
I'm gonna I think I'm just gonna do 5 episodes of this
20
where I
games
go
each.
through 20 games in
20.
each episode.
I
So
like that.
gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this.
I feel like you should do it 6 episodes and then just save your number one game as just one episode. It could just
I
be
could
15
talk.
minutes.
I could talk. Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. That
Okay.
works.
All right, cool.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm doing that. And we talk about the direction we're gonna take this show after Christian's done.
After
last time,
Christian's
but-
done.
Okay. After he does his plugs.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Christian,
Okay,
where can
you can
people
follow
find
you can follow me at ISOChristian over on Twitter. I don't really post on. Oh yeah, I do, but I'm mostly retweeting stuff from my movie podcast. I do every week, or every other week. Large Popcorn. Also do a weekly gaming podcast over at Podcast PXN. And finally, I have completed this month's video essay. It is finally done. Yes. I have to do one last thing to it before I render it out tonight. And then I will hand it over to Ruben to upload to YouTube. So Ruben, I'll be uploading that to the Google Drive tonight with all the assets there.
You're gonna have to give me a couple. Don't upload it yet. I have to delete some stuff off the Google Drive.
No, well, when I upload it to Drive, it's on my end. You just So it's
Oh,
not on
okay,
your
okay,
Google
cool.
Drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It puts it on my storage, and then you can look at it and then download to your PC.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So yeah, look
Cool.
forward to that. I don't know, later this week, Thursday, Friday. We'll see. That's it.
Eric,
Mm.
since we're gonna be out for a week and a half, I guess. What are you gonna be up to?
How are we out for? What do you mean out for a week and a half?
Well, next week, me and Christian are gonna be here because.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we are going to take the show in a little new direction. Not crazy or anything. But we're getting to that point now where our next MCU stuff isn't until March 30th. And I know we still have our MCU in review, rewind and everything, so we got to start back up that with Guardians. But so we don't, really burn ourselves out here by doing all this stuff. We are going to start having like little one-on-one chats with a bunch of guests and talking about anything. I know I have reached out to my brother, and my brother would like to be on an episode to talk about his love of Doctor Strange, and his excitement for Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, stuff like that. Like, if you want to talk about anything, like since we're getting multiverse stuff, if you want to talk about your love of the Ghost Rider movies, you know what? That's cool.
You're shaking your head no, but you're saying that's cool. I appreciate that.
Reach out to us here. Our Twitter, Penultimate Conquest. Reach out to my personal Twitter, Eric Seguin, Ruben, Christian. If you want to be, oh, my Infinity Gauntlet just fell. Oh my God.
All that power.
We're good. So yeah, if you'd like to be on the show, talk about Marvel stuff, reach out to us. Look for guests. Probably do these like every other week. And then in between, we'll go back and re-review some old movies and stuff. But yeah, that's what we want to do. So reach out to us. We want to be on the show.
Do you have a show for next week?
I am figuring that out now.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Be on the lookout.
I may just have a one-man show.
Do it.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, cool. Christian, you want to close out the show?
Oh, I thought you were closing.
I was going to, and then I was like, "This is not my place."
No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Eric, actually, I'm sorry I took your spot last time. Do you want to close out the show?
Oh, hi. We'll see you next week. And remember, Excelsior.
Yeah.